Hello, everybody. We are live on YouTube right now for a live reaction stream. Say hello to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, say hello to YouTube. So this request coming straight from the home skillet, Jesse and Elizabeth. It's a duo request. This is to get my journey started on 21 Pilots that I've been very excited about and also nervous I'm gonna miss every fucking thing that's in it. But we're gonna do it anyways. So this is a 21 Pilots Heavy Dirty Soul, their official video on the Fueled by Ramen, great name by the way, YouTube video, our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, all the fun stuff. For those of you that are new to the channel, what we do here is I'll watch the video, listen to the song. I'll stop it here and there where I see fit. I like to stop it a lot, so if you don't like that kind of stuff, you can go ahead and move on. And then at the end, we'll talk about the message. We'll talk about the music. This one I'm probably going to stop a lot because I'm going to try and discuss with you guys in the chat the lore, if I can catch any of that stuff. And if you guys want to like stop me, talk about it, that is something I missed, we can totally do that. So, all right, I'm excited for this. Let's turn up the volume. I'm ready if you are ready. Don't be nervous. It's all good. I'm always nervous, but sometimes I channel it in positive energy. Sometimes I don't. Here we go. You guys can hear it, right? He has yellow hair.
There's an imposition in my mind's imagination. There's an imposition in my mind's imagination. I hope they choke on smokers, I'm smoking them like a basement. This is not rap, this is not hip hop. Just another attempt to make the voices stop. Rapping to prove nothing, just writing to say something. Cause I wasn't the only one who wasn't rushing to saying nothing. This doesn't mean I lost my dream. It's just right now I got a really crazy mind and clean. Gangsters don't cry, therefore I'm misty-eyed, therefore I'm. Can you say?
I'm not gonna catch every single thing. Wasn't that just black like 2 seconds ago?
There's an imposition in my mind's imagination. I hope they choke on smokers, I'm smoking them like a basement. This is not.
There's red too right there and red right there.
To make the voices stop, rapping to prove nothing, just writing to say something. Cause I wasn't the only one who wasn't rushing to saying nothing.
Maybe it's red.
It's just right now I got a really crazy mind and clean.
Why is this sparking right there, bro?
Therefore I'm misty-eyed, therefore I'm. Can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my heavy dirty soul? For me. Can you save my heavy dirty soul? For me. Can you save my heavy dirty soul?
So I'm a big fan of like mixing hip hop and rock. I always have been. I mean, you guys know I grew up with like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit and stuff, and then the old school Run DMC with Aerosmith collab, right? All that stuff. I think in terms of mental health struggle. So yeah, well, I'll get to that. I like when you can mix hip hop and rock, right? And also the harmonizing in the backup or background vocals is really cool. I like those kind of production choices, especially when you have hip hop and rock, right? Old school hip hop would have basically like on kind of beginning or ending beats of a measure, you would have them kind of saying the same words, right? But when you have rock mixed into it, it's a little bit different. So having on the chorus, having a kind of layered vocals is really cool. Okay.
I didn't understand the thing you said. If I didn't know better, I guess you're already dead. Mine is zombies walking around, but it ain't been a hunch. Saying stuff like, you only live once. You got one time to figure it out. One time to twist and one time to shout. One time to think and I say we start now. Sing it with me if you know what I'm talking about. Gangsters don't cry, therefore I'm misty-eyed, therefore I'm.
Gangsters don't cry, therefore I'm Mr. Misty-eyed. I like that line. That's a really good line.
You know what I'm talking about. Gangsters don't cry, therefore I'm misty-eyed, therefore I'm. Can you save my heavy dirty soul?
That blurry face.
Can you save my heavy dirty
Okay, before we go to the next part. So I didn't realize until I actually listened. I think this is Tyler talking directly to Josh, but that's just my thoughts. I mean, maybe. It was crazy cold that day. Can't believe Josh was sleeveless. I mean, you always got to look the part, you know? Doesn't matter how cold or hot it is, right? He said, can you say my heavy, dirty soul for me? I mean, I just mentioned it earlier. Like, sometimes our biggest enemy is ourselves. Can't get out of our own head. Chester was a big one with that, right? I mean, every single song basically he sang was talking about. He had an interview where he said, like, it's a madhouse up here. It's not a good place to be up here. So, like, kind of resonate with that a little bit. But we had a glimpse of Blurry Face, who's in the driver's seat, right? And I muted it for a second so you won't hear. But right here, right her. Oh, he's gone. Anyways, he was there for a second and then now he's gone. And we see, what's the saying? Like, when the wheels fall off, right? Meaning it's chaos. Well, not only are the wheels falling off, but the entire car is falling apart. Symbolize the toll his mental health's taken on him.
Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. Can you say?
Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. So death is making him run for his life. Literally. Bro, these lyrics are crazy.
Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. Can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my heavy dirty soul?
They talked about this. Sorry, I'm going to stop it a lot. They talked about this in the video, right? But his neck and hands are black, right? And his face is not black. I'm assuming that's symbolizing like barely hanging on, barely in control of his life, right? And the black parts of his blurry face.
Save my heavy dirty soul for me. Can you save my heavy dirty soul for me? Can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my can you save my heavy dirty soul? Can you save my can you save my heavy dirty soul?
Jesse, you're in here. Is that like a synth to make those sounds? Sorry, that like... Is that like a synth that would make those sounds? I want to mention too, obviously the sun is yellow. Oh, and the sky is blue. No shit. But there is kind of a blue and sepia undertones together, right? So I'm assuming the sepia we talked about was like hope in the other video. So even though he's going through all this, there's still hope kind of shining on him, keeping him afloat. But Elizabeth, you mentioned the car represents his mental health. He's not in control, stuck in a loop cycle. It crumbles into pieces and it unintentionally causes damage to others around him, the drunk kid catching fire. So Jesse mentioned he thought that this is him calling out to Josh. And you mentioned it could be interpreted different ways. I like that. I like that interpretation. I like that when artists write it to where art should be able to be interpreted differently or perceived differently for different people. So I like that. The drum is on fire. And who owns the drums or who plays the drums, right? Josh. So that's symbolizing like injuring or hurting things around him, destroying things around him. Doesn't that mean that it's essentially having an effect on Josh too, right? Isn't that what that symbolizes? The muse helps free him as Josh hit the drum. The car fell apart, allowing Tyler to escape. I gotcha. So even though this is crazy. Okay, so him playing the drums allowed him to escape from the burning car, which was basically his life falling apart, like literally crumbling. But Josh is in control of the drums, allowed him to escape. So Josh helped him escape because he was, there for him and helped him. He got out, cool. And like Jesse said, now he's back in the car and the loop starts all over again. Man, that's just so interesting. It's crazy. Like, what was it, a 4-minute video? Really, it was like 3 something if you don't count the ending. And all of that to unpack, not a tattoo, just black paint. Yeah. I figured it was black paint. Tyler has used the music to stay alive. Well, 100%. I'd say music played a big part in me staying alive, not playing it, but just listening to it. I mean, at that point in my life, I was in a band, so that did help. But I think music plays a big part in a lot of people's lives. I think that's what was ironic about Chester, who you mentioned. You said he was a big fan of 21 Pilots, which is still weird to hear it was. And what's so ironic about Chester was like his music helped a lot of people survive, but he's helped millions of people, but he couldn't even help himself. And those millions of people couldn't help him. So it's ironic, but that's what's scary too about like bands like this or Tyler, where he talks about mental health. It's like, he seems to be okay, but how okay is he really, right? Crazy. Anyways, Elizabeth, Jesse, did I miss anything or I mean, you guys were carrying that pretty hard, but I noticed the yellow. I saw the driver's seat with blurry face in there for a split second. The black paint, most of that was mentioned in the other video though. God damn it, bro. These are one of those, I'm gonna have to put my like high rent hat on, which is where I was like literally looking at every little detail to be able to like follow this. But Jesse, we can watch the live one. We'll definitely do that. I'm curious to see the difference between live and the studio version, but I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad to be on yet another rabbit hole that's going to have me hooked and wanting to do like 8 reactions in a row. But I do appreciate that. Thank you so much.